Hi, everyone. Welcome back. It has been a minute, and I know I haven't had a coffee chit chat in a long time. So I thought that this would be a perfect time to share with you a current life update and also share the word with you. If you are going through a tough season in your life, whatever that might be like for you, it could be health, it could be unemployment, it could be many things. I feel like this word will speak to many and it's definitely speaking to me for sure. So stick around and let's talk about it. So, first, let's start with my life update. If you've been with me for the past year, you've known that, well, it hasn't been a whole year yet, but back in September, I was laid off from my job. And it's one thing when you have a safety net, right? And it's one thing to really talk about strength and faith when you have a safety net. My safety net being severance, my safety net being unemployment. Unemployment doesn't pay me great, but it was still helping. What happens when that safety net is completely removed and all you are really relying on is God's word and faith? I tell you, like, it really is easier said than done. But as Christians, we are called to have faith. So this week is particularly hard for me because it is my last week of unemployment, which means that after this week, I basically have no safety net. I am solely living on the provisions of the Lord, right? And I have to say that even though unemployment does not pay a lot, I would say that it still helped. And I had managed my finances in a way that I was still making my bills, right? I also have been blessed with other jobs that I've been working here and there. And God has been great in that He provides and He's shown me as much. But now that I'm like at this last week, it is a little bit nerve wracking, right? But yesterday, as I was thinking about my situation and I was thinking about everything that is just going on in life, I just was sitting there just thinking, and all of a sudden, this word popped into my head. And funny enough, it came to me in Spanish, right? So I don't know if you guys know, I'm Puerto Rican. I go to church, and my church is mainly in Spanish. I do have an English Bible, but the way I process the word is really in Spanish. And the word came to me, and it was in Spanish, and it was "Bástate en mi gracia." Don't worry, I'm going to translate it for you. But that's what just kept on popping into my head and popping into my heart. And I was just like, "Bástate en mi gracia." And I had to look it up because I'm like, okay, well, this is in the word. I've heard it before. What does it really apply to, right? I mean, we can take the word and dissect it a million ways when we read just the verse, but what did it really apply to? So I looked it up in the word, and it is found in Corinthians, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. And it says, "And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." And then it goes on to say, "Therefore, most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in needs, in persecutions, in distresses, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, I am strong." And all of a sudden, I'm just sitting there like, wow, His grace is sufficient for us. And all we need to do continuously is seek Him at all times. That's what I got from this. Like, I'm thinking about my needs, right? I have a home, I have a family. And after next week, my biggest concern is, well, how am I getting by? Like, how, me, who I've been used to a steady paycheck, and I've been able to pay my bills, I've never fallen behind. How am I going to make this work after next week? And the answer is bastate mi gracia, right? My grace is sufficient for you. That's what that is. Like, that's really like beyond faith. It's just like, delight yourself in me, seek me, look for me, and everything else will be taken care of. And for the word to say that when I'm at my weakest, it's really when I'm at my strongest, it's because we are fully dependent on Him. Like, it's just, when God speaks, it's just amazing because I'm here just trying to figure out like what life is, and life is and should always be putting God first. And it's just like when I read this, it really, like, it just kept on just repeating in my head over and over. It's just like, that's what I should be worried about. Not so much the struggle, not so much the problem, not so much what I see in front of me, right? Because He's always working behind the scenes. And I think that that applies in all of our lives. Like, when we don't realize that God is working behind the scenes, He is. And we often just focus on the problem rather than the real focus needing to be God. And it happens to all of us. It's obviously something that I've been focusing on. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not working. I'm not working. I don't have a check. I don't have any prospects right now. What's going to happen? And it just doesn't matter because God is always in control. Am I doing everything in my part to seek for a job? Absolutely. And like I said, I'm working odd jobs here and there, but God has not let me down yet. And in previous times, He's never let me down. It's only made me stronger. And this word just kind of confirms that. It's just like, really stop seeking everything else when what you need is right in front of you. So I just thought that I would share that with you today. I mean, I hope that this helps somebody because it's certainly giving me comfort. And it is the word that I want to meditate on this week. And I know that the season has been a season where it's meant for me to get closer to God. And I've noticed that every single time I do, oddly enough, something comes to make me stumble, right? A couple of weeks ago, as I was getting back into social media and I'm getting like into the word and I'm praying, and I really want God to kind of take over what it is that I am doing, for Him to be present in all that I do. And all of a sudden I come down with the flu. And I'm like, what is this? Like, why is it that every single time I'm doing something or getting closer to God, my health is being attacked? And I've noticed it because I had shingles back in March. I was dealing with chronic pain every single day for the past few months. And then, every little thing, I'm sick. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Well, we know what's going on, right? You and I know what's going on. And I have to push past that. Like, no matter what, we have to push past it. We have to stay focused. And that to me is where I need to continue to reinforce my faith with the word and with prayer, because there will be many attacks when you are getting closer to God. And there are many attacks on your thoughts when you are going through struggles. Because thoughts of, will He do it again? Will He do it for me? Those thoughts always will pop into your head, right? As Christians, we need to be strong in our faith, but that's exactly where the enemy is going to attack. So we have to be very cognizant of that. But yeah, I wanted to share this with you today. I thought that it was very important that I share this with you today. I was feeling very strongly moved to talk about it. And I really do hope that this is encouraging someone, because we are all going through struggles. My struggle here is unemployment and not knowing where my check is going to come from. Your struggle may be sickness. Your struggle may be whatever it is. But it says it here. I'm going to read it again. It says it here. Therefore, most gladly, I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in needs, in persecutions, in distresses, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Guys, just let that sink in this week. I want you to pray over this word. If it reached you, let me know in the comments. If this is something that spoke to you the way it's speaking to me, let me know in the comments. This is Second Corinthians 12, 9 through 10. Yeah. So Second Corinthians chapter 12, 9 through 10. Let me know if this spoke to you. If you like these coffee chats, also let me know in the comments, because I sometimes am hesitant to post certain things. And not because I don't share my life because I am trying to um, brag or because I want to sulk. I am sharing my life because I feel like it would be a blessing to someone, right? And in my struggle, I am praying that it's going to encourage someone, because I know that this is going to be a testimony, right? Everything comes together for our good. And this moment that I'm going through and the season that I'm going through in my life isn't in vain. I really think it's important to share that. Like, this is not just something that I'm just like, hey, I lost my job. What's next for me? Stay tuned. No, it's, I lost my job, but I know that God is working. And I know that there is something bigger coming. And I know that it's going to encourage someone, because we're all going through it. This is a very tough season in many people's lives. And life is not just about the struggles, it's about the blessings. And I, even in this year, have seen so many blessings, so many beautiful blessings. And I am very grateful. So find happiness in the little things, because not everything is bad, right? I am going through this season, but not everything is bad. And I have lots to be thankful for, and I'm sure you do too. All right, guys. So that is it for me today. I hope that you have a blessed one. I have another video coming up for you guys, so I hope you stick around for that. So have a blessed and beautiful day, everyone. Take care. My dog is just completely just rolling around in the grass, matting himself while wet. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is that what we're doing now?